There's good pain and there's bad pain. What's the difference? That's what we're talking about in this video. When you're running and you feel sore, when do you know to keep pushing, and when do you know you need to back off? People say to listen to your body, and that's a really important thing to do, but the question is, how do you know what your body is telling you? How do you interpret good pain from bad pain? Because there's a difference, and some pain you should push through, others you should not. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Right now I've got a curious sort of injury called runner's knee. It's related to tightness up the side of the leg, and I've gone through this process of pushing through it, pulling back, and discovered a happy medium where I'm progressing and not going backwards. Because what you don't want to do with most kind of injuries is stop completely. Believe in active recovery. You've got to keep moving to a certain point of discomfort without crossing the line into too much. And we're going to talk about how to know the difference, how to find the line and stop before you cross it, because crossing that line is going to result in serious injury problems. Most injuries happen when you're in the middle of a race. You don't have as much opportunity to pull back, to back out. You're wanting to do your best, and in some ways you've got to weigh up how much is that race worth. If it's important to you, then maybe you're willing to take the extended recovery afterwards. Other times it may be better to walk, to not finish. There are some things where you've got to look long term, and it's that sort of situation where injuries often happen when you're feeling emotional, perhaps, where there's other external factors that are making you push beyond what you normally would. And the key is, when we're training, we don't want to do that. We want to stay in our safe zone most of the time, and occasionally nudge out. And how do we know where our safe zone is? Well, it's through experience. It's through our weekly running, getting to know what's normal, what's not. Our breathing might get elevated. Our muscles may fill with lactate. Now, we don't want to do that all the time to get into that higher zone training. Most of the time, we should just be in that conversational pace where you could talk while you're running, and that's our safe zone. The occasions once, twice, and if you're elite, maybe 3 times a week you push yourself out of that safe zone, but not too far. And the recovery around that is so important. If you don't know what you're doing, stay in the safe zone for at least your first year of running and build up very gradually. As you become used to what it feels like to run, it's a little bit easier. So what do you do? Well, the key is to do everything gradually. So you're not going to do permanent damage in one run. So you want to be building up slowly in distance and in pace. You don't want to be going max out of the blue. You don't want to do silly things like that. You want to look at the previous run and you want to just nudge something. Nudge the pace, nudge the distance. Look at your weeks. It's a great idea to keep a record of your runs in some way so you can look back, see your progress, and as long as you're progressing, that's great. As soon as you start to go backwards, look for the warning signs. That might not be good pain. So The other thing to look at is your recovery. Your recovery is probably the most important thing about running well, I think. So look at your next day, look at that day, the afternoon of your run. How's your body feeling? Is there residual pain? Pain that goes away is good pain. Pain that stays and lingers, that's the one you've got to watch out for. Monitor it. If it stays, back off more. And you keep backing off until you find the place where you're not having that pain as much and you can't start to nudge forward again. And so it's all about gradual improvement, gradual decrease as you look at the scope of your running. Anticipate that some runs are going to hurt more than others. When you're doing a speed session, you're pushing what you can do currently. You're trying to reach greater heights with your running, and so you are going to feel that adaptation. You're going to feel a little bit of soreness. That's okay. It's whether it stays for a long period of time. And if you feel sore after the previous run, if it was the day before, 2 days before, 3 days before, go very gentle and don't make that pain worse. Don't stack the pain. And so I found my body's giving me warning signs now. I need to walk. I need to go and take that load off for a little bit with this particular injury. A little bit of a walk break, and then I can push again. And my recent race video of the Sunshine Coast half marathon shows me stopping mid-race to walk and how I was able to push on again after that. I'm still recovering from that event this week, much easier, and that's okay. I'm still progressing in the overall scheme of things, staying positive. You've got to pay attention to the pain and when it's not going away. Push yourself, get that breathing up, but do it gradually.